The 9th of June, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Tzarmanafti. Here in Shlaim Kiruv Zoom. We are now in our second share of the Mishna Berura, and the second volume of the Mishna Berura, Siman Kuf Chav Ches. We'll be starting now. Mem Daled, yes. Sif Mem Daled. We were in the middle of Sif Mem Daled. I think we'll probably begin from the beginning again. Yeah, okay, Lou, it's just you and me right now. I guess so you could take over if you want.
Okay. So you said Kuf Yud Daled?
Kuf Chav Chet, Kuf Yud Chet, 128.
Kuf Chav Chet, yeah, and then what Sif?
Mem Daled.
Mem Daled, okay, and we're in the Mechaber?
Yes.
Kohen, Afal Pi, Shehu, Panui, Nosei Es Kapav. So a Kohen, even though he is not married, he still raises his hands. V'yesh omrim de'eno nosei kapav. According to the Ramah, there are those who say that he does not raise his hands. Dahat sharui below isha sheraui below simcha. At a person who is living without a wife is living without happiness. Yesh lo lihios b'simcha. And in order to bless, there needs to be he needs to be happy.
Right.
V'nahagu shenosei panav. Shenahagu, is that it's customary?
Right. We are accustomed, right?
We are accustomed to the raising of the hands. Afal pi she'eno nasui, even though he's not married. Umikol makom, nevertheless, harotze shalo lisa kapav ein mochin biado. Nevertheless, if he wants harotze shalo lisa, I don't know what lisa is.
To lift up his hands, right? If he wants, right?
To not lift up his hands?
Right.
If he doesn't want to lift up his hands, we don't protest with his hand.
Right. We don't protest against him.
Against him, okay. Rak shalo yehei beves hakneset. Only if he's not in the shul.
Meaning he shouldn't be in the shul when they go up. Meaning when they're calling him up, he should leave. Meaning if he doesn't want to go up, so we won't protest against him and force him to go up against his will. But he can't be in the Beis Knesset at the time when they're calling the Kohenim up and when the Kohenim are Duchening.
I see. So if we see him leaving, we don't protest.
Right.
B'sha'ah Kohanim, at the time that they call the Kohanim, omrim lahem litol yedehem, or they say to them, wash your hands. nahagu b'chol medinos elu she'ein nosim kapav. And it is customary in all countries, in all these
Regions,
countries, what?
all these regions, right? All these countries, all these regions.
All these regions, that we don't raise the hands. Ella,
Right,
except Bayom Tov. So on lands outside of Eretz Israel, we don't see the Kohanim Duchening except on Yom Tov.
right. That's in general.
Right? Mishum sha'az she'royim b'simchas Yom Tov. Because that this is proper, it's proper to be happy on Yom Tov.
Right,
B'tov lev hu yivarech. And a person who has a good heart can bless.
right.
Masha ein kain bishar yamim. What's Masha ein kain?
In contrast to other days.
In contrast to other days, weekdays.
Right,
Afilu b'shabsos hashana, even the Sabbaths of the year.
right. Meaning on Yom Tov, there is a situation where people are joyous on Yom Tov, but that level of simcha is not achieved even on the regular Shabbos of the year. So they can duchen on Yom Tov, but they still don't duchen on Shabbos, because Shabbos doesn't have the same degree of simcha that a Yom Tov does.
Shetarudim behir hurim al michyasam. I don't know.
That means they're Turudim, they're preoccupied. Turudim, they're preoccupied with thoughts of their making a living.
Okay, so michyasam is to make a living.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's parnasa.
Right.
So during the regular days and chutz la'aretz, the Kohanim are too occupied with making a living to be able to do it properly.
Right.
Ba'al bitul malachtam, and it happens that they nullify their work.
Well, they're stressed on the fact that they need to make a living, and they're now suspending their efforts to make a living. We have to see the Mr. Berura here. It's not, Mr. Berura goes into detail about this. Has to show him to say that the Jewish people were concerned on Shabbos about making a living, and they couldn't enjoy Shabbos properly. We have to see what this means in the Mr. Berura. We'll get to it. I don't know if we get to it today, maybe next week already. But that what the plain meaning of what it says is they during even on Shabbos of the year, any given Shabbos of the year, the Kohanim are preoccupied with thoughts of making a living, and now they're have to refrain from doing those type of things because it's Shabbos.
Va'afilu bayom tov. And even on holidays, ein nosin kapav. They don't raise their hands. Ella b'tefilas musaf, except in the musaf prayer. Sheyotzim az mi beis haKnesset v'yis mechu b'simchas Yom Tov. Sheyotzim. What is sheyotzim?
That because they're going to be, the Duchening only takes place on Yom Tov during Musaf because they're now readying themselves to leave the base Knesset. Yotzim, they're exiting the base Knesset, and they're going to be now be involved with the joy of Simchas Yom Tov, of eating the Sudas, the meal for Sudas Yom Tov.
Okay, they'll be Yismechu b'simcha is they'll be involved in that, in the happiness of the Yom Tov.
Right.
V'chol shachris umusaf she'ein nos'in bo kapav. And all of shachris and musaf, they don't raise their hands.
Right.
Omer, what is this abbreviation?
Hashliach Tzibur, meaning let's say a Shabbos or Musaf, and let's say there are no Kohenim there. There are no Kohenim in the base Knesset. So the Shatz has to say the following. The Shliach Tzibur, when he's repeating the Shmon Esrei, has to say the following.
So this is in the event that there aren't any Kohanim there?
Right.
Okay. The Shliach Tzibor says, Elokeinu ve'elokei avosenu, our God and the God of our fathers, v'chule, etc. V'dil el sof minyan, and I'm sorry, Simon.
Simon, right. Simon Kuf Chav Vav.
So it means look over there.
Right.
The Yom HaKippurim nos'im bo kapav. And on Yom Kippur, they raise their hands. Kamo b'Yom Tov, like on Yom Tov. V'yesh mikomos shenos'im bo kapav bin ilah. And there are
Benila, that's on Yom Kippur, on by Nila. On Yom Kippur.
Ne'ilah, okay. So it means, and there are places where they raise their hands in the Ne'ilah prayer. V'yesh mekomos afilu v'shacharis, and there are places that they even do it during shacharis.
Right, even shacharis they do as well. Let's see, that's specifically, apparently specifically on Yom Kippur, correct. Right.
Okay, Weiter or Mishna Berura?
Let's see the Mishna Berura. I'll tell you where we'll begin. Let's see here. Okay, I guess we can start with Kuf Samech Hey. Kuf Samech Hey.
Kuf Samech Hey. Ella b'Yom Tov mishum kule.
Right, that's what the Mechaber is explaining, that, or the Ramah. This is the Ramah that they only duchened on Yom Tov because of the following reasons, as he explained.
Bein shechal b'chol o b'Shabbat. Whether it occurs on a weekday or on Shabbos. Okay, so whether the Yom Tov occurs on weekday or Shabbos, v'yesh mikomos shenohagin she'ein nos'in kapav. And there are places where it is customary that they don't they don't raise the hands. Afilu b'yom tov, even on a holiday. Keshechal b'Shabbat, when it occurs on Shabbos. Aval ein min chag ze ikar klal, but this is not the custom, the basic rule, the basic customary rule.
Right, very good.
Kamo shikas vu, as that it is written, harbe acharonim nahagu hakohanim salsul ba'atzman. Many of the later sages have the custom for the Kohanim. What is salsun? Salsul?
That Sosul, yeah, Nogel Hakonim, Sosul Ba'atzmon, let boil the Yom Tov, the Erev Yom Tov. That they're okay. The commotion comes. They're the minig of the Kohanim are accustomed to prepare themselves by going to the mikveh litbol b'Erev Yom Tov.
Aha. Litbol is to immerse.
Litbol is to immerse, right?
Okay. Mishum she'sias kapav, in order to raise the hands. Shele machar, for that day. Machar is the following day.
Yes, machar, that it's Mishum is the Shemila Acher. That the Kohen recording the Sasal Atzmon, the well area of the machine. This is Machar, for tomorrow. Then Kohen were annoyed to go to the mikvah on Erev Yom Tov because of the Nesias Kapayim on Yom Tov. Machar, the next day. Machar is the next day.
Gam bilav hachi tzarich adam litaher es atzmo beregel, and also balav is it's a prohibition.
No, it's without this.
Oh, without this. A man is required to immerse himself on the holiday. So in other words, if they didn't go the day before, they'd have to go on the day.
Right. That's what it says, right? It says, the Gam Belav Hachi, Surah Adam Litol. No, he says even without this, Surah Adam Litar is not supposed to be regular. A person should really be going to the mikveh before the Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot.
In other words, even without the motivation of raising the hands, they should go anyway.
Right. But if they don't go to the mikveh, it shouldn't stop them from duchening anyway.
What is ma'akev?
Ma'akev shouldn't prevent. Not meaning not having gone to the mikveh does not prevent the Kohen from duchening.
So really, everybody should go the day before the Yom Tov, not just the Kohanim.
Yeah, that's right. True. That's right.
Okay. Sharuyim b'simchas Yom Tov. What is Sharuyim?
Literally they're dwelling, or it's a situation of simcha, because of Yom Tov.
So everybody needs to be b'simchas Yom Tov.
Right.
Uviyom haKippurim gam kain nos'in kapav. And on Yom Kippur, also, they raise their hands. Sheyesh bo simchas mechila usalicha. That there is in it happiness in pardon and forgiveness. Va'al bitul melachtam.
So what meaning on Yom Tov they duchen because they are in a situation of simcha because of Yom Tov. Yom Kippurim gam kein no simcha prime she's simchas echila v'slicha, right? And on Yom Kippur they can duchen also because they're in joy over the fact of getting an atonement and and a purification.
The halashon migum gam. The chas.
What the Ramah said that they were. What the Ramah said that they were. Turudim, Behurim, because of the Bittul Malacha, right? It would give you the an impression that they were concerned with their pranasa, but that is misleading. That's what the Mishnah is going to explain now. This is the Mishnah's Megumgam. The Mishnah is not so clear.
So Megumgam is misleading.
Megumgam is not so clear. It's confusing. The expression is confusing.
And heaven forbid, Yisrael Kedoshim, the holy Jewish people, Yitzta'aru b'Shabbat, that they would be. What's Yitzta'aru? That they would become pure.
So that Yitztaro means they're in distress. They're upset. Chas v'sholom that the holy Jewish people are upset on Shabbos al bitul malachtan, on the fact that they can't work.
On the holy day.
Right.
V'hanachon shetzarich lomar. And it is correct that we need to say, uvish vil bitul malach tam, because of the nullification of the work, v'koye ta'am ze al ha dilael. What is this v'koye?
This is going to be called Koi Tam. This reason is going on Had on that what was going above. Meaning Hanachon Litzurich Lomer, the proper way of explaining it is as follows. That Bishvil Bitul Malacha, what it means, what does it mean, Bishvil Bitul Malacha? The Koi Tam Zed, this reason is applied Alma El, on that which was above. She'ein Nesuin Kapayim, Bishar Yomim. That what you are doing on the weekdays, that you're not supposed to be duchening on the weekdays, is because of Bitul Malachtan. On the weekdays, you're Bitul Malachtan.
So on the weekdays, it's understandable that a person would be worried about the fact that he's not working today?
Meaning, we'll see, he'll explain a little further, go further into Mr. Brewer, we'll see.
V'chein palginhu b'darchei Moshe shekasav tam. And therefore, there's a disagreement in the way that Moses.
So v'chein palganinhu b'darkei Moshe shekasiv tam, and this is the way we can that there's a discussion about what the darkei Moshe wrote. This explanation. What does it mean that they're tordim behiurim, that they're preoccupied with their thoughts about making a living? Laha. What is that referring to?
That they don't raise their hands, but on Shabbos.
Right. The high enos in kapayim b'Shabbos the imus hachoil tasiv tov tam mishum bitul malacha, and on the meaning. On Shabbos, they're thinking about what they can do to make a living, and on the weekdays they are thinking about the fact that they are spending extra time in shul, and they could be out making money.
So that sounds like the same thing.
No, he's splitting it in the following way. The Mishna was explaining that there are two things. That on Shabbos, they're considering the things that they have to do to try and make a living. Okay, that's one thing. But not that they're in tsar, their minds are preoccupied with thoughts about how to make a living on Shabbos, right? Why? Because their minds are free. They're not busy doing things, so they start thinking about things, right? Now, on the weekdays, right, when they can be doing things, so then that's when they're upset about they are busy in shul where they could be out doing work. Maybe we'll go over this again tomorrow. Well, beginning of next week. Yeah, the beginning of next week. Okay, we'll have to stop now. It's 10:30 almost. So let's leave this here. We'll go into more details about this next week. And then I guess tomorrow, Erev Shabbos, 9:30. Anyone wants to join us? We can do something on the Pasha Shavua at 9:30 tomorrow. And in the meantime, everyone should have a good afternoon.
Okay,
Be well.
Okay.
Have
a good day.
Thank you, man.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Lou. Everyone should be
Very
well.
sorry for the confusion this morning.
No problem. No problem. No problem.